Hello, Warriors. President's Day, stock market closed. We have some action in FX and metals. So, how's everyone doing? Everyone enjoying their 2-day weekend? How you doing, AJ? Blake?
We are the only ones enjoying our 2-day weekend.
Okay.
I
Holiday
forgot,
soon.
Dale, to be honest, I forgot today was President's Day.
It's all
I
right. Well,
I had
you'll
no
be
idea.
you'll be reminded
Yeah,
all
apparently.
day. All
Yeah.
day you will by anyway, let's see. Marcus, RC, James, Steve Bartholomew, Ryan's around. Ranger, how are you? Welcome to Face. Nice to meet you. So there is some action, a little bit of weakness in euro compared to what's happening in cable. So EG is starting to head down again. Just get rid of this. All right. uh, Looks to me like Dixie might be primed for a bounce, and these are the levels at confluence around. I wouldn't want to see it close back over 108. So if we get a rally back to about 730, 740, that's only 100 points. To me, that's a rip to sell until proven otherwise. And yen, taking out that important 52 area. Tough to know what to do here if you didn't sell this rip, or if you sold it like I did and I got blown out and didn't get back in. Um, you almost want to leave it alone for a little while. Gold's trying to recover. Are we going to get another push up? I don't think so. I think that was it for, if you're bullish, this is just a wave four pullback before another rally above 3,000. If you're not, then, this was an important top. Gold silver ratio pretty much sideways today. Um, it looked pretty ugly a few days ago. This looks like it could do everything, anything, everything. And then go check out the chart of the day. Steve has a nice chart out there with the S&Ps that show a technical target up around 6198, around 6198.3. No, I'm kidding. 6198. That's still 70 handles from here. The way I'm looking at this is, this look like a breakout in Nasdaq. So I got out of the way right before it happened, because this whole formation, I don't care if you take it from this low or you take it from this low to this high. It's about 1,400 points, which would take you up above 23,000. So that's still maybe another 1,000 points measured move from here. And that's it. I mean, hard to get the full picture without markets being open, and what are the bonds doing today. The bonds were the trickiest thing of the year so far to me. When TLT got creamed, looked like it was breaking down on the CPI, and then rallied big. So I look at this right now and I don't know. Maybe it's an ABC up to here, or maybe this was an important low and we're going to go this time. Um, I lean towards, I have a cleaner look here in 10-year, where I could see it pulling back to here. 433 was a big level here, and then rallying again. So I can't get real bullish on for lower rates. I think this is just a correction. Start closing under here, that's a different story. But this looks like we could just be in a corrective period, and then we could go again, confirmed high here. So Ryan, I know it's a partial day, hard to um, come up with anything big, but it does look to me like Euro is it's a weak sister today. Um, could pull back in here. Are you a seller here looking for a pullback? Are you a buyer if we get anything, any kind of pullback here? Or
Yeah,
are
I
you
think you can
just
see
waiting? Go
good
ahead.
morning, by the way. I think
Good
you can
morning,
see
buddy.
a low liquidity move. Let's call it that. Something out of left field that doesn't come on any headline or anything. A dip, then that's what I'll be looking for. But I doubt I'm going to do much with the US being on holiday. We got a tight range: 105, 104, 70, 65. We've got that zone 50, sort of 50, 60 that we resisted against on the way up, and we're just sitting in between the goalposts at the moment.
Yeah. And EG looks heavy again.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's
yeah,
just cable, and it's just today, just cable holding up a bit better around that 126
yeah,
than euro dollar is. Can't get through that 126.10. That's the level just shy of that high that you've got there from Friday. Um, so yeah, these are dangerous days because you think, oh, we're not going higher, so everyone piles into shorts, forget
yeah.
it's a US holiday, and then tomorrow we get back to normal when it'll be trading 127 or something silly. But yeah, you just got to be careful these days when there's no real drivers. We're not even going to get potentially touch wood any Trump headlines either. Um, Aussie dollar as you've got there doing the same thing. That's for once, it's starting to find its feet a bit now after that
Yeah,
proper break of 63. It hasn't really looked back.
yeah.
Um, so that one's looking positive. But then we got the RBA tomorrow,
Oh,
RBNZ on Wednesday. So you never know. You never know what might happen.
yeah.
I think if the RBA cut as the market expects, but it's not a 50 or a promise to cut every meeting. I think any dip you get in Aussie dollar is probably a dip a lot of people will be looking to buy.
I agree. You have a level it's six. You know, back here I thought we might pull back halfway, to 62, but
Yeah,
now that we've extended, maybe it's just 62 and a half. Would that be a
yeah,
zone for you?
yeah. I've got a zone 62, 57, 77. So it's
Okay,
right in there, just below. But I think if we're heading below 63, that's your first line. That's
okay,
the one you want to hold. If we come through whatever happens with the RBA and it tests and holds 63, I think that's your trigger.
okay. Because there's, just if it's just corrective, there's a pretty big move coming off this wave, right? 8 cents halfway back gives you 65, 61,
Yeah.
8
Well,
gets you back up here.
the 38.2 of that dip from 69 is at 64.16. So that'll be the first real test this rally's had.
Yeah.
So that'll be important.
Okay. So yen, uh, you know, sure looks ugly. That could it
Yeah.
stage some kind of rally to get this A, this B, and then get one more C. Um, I guess that's all going to be still dependent upon how 10-year yields behave. If we are going to challenge is high again after this pullback, you got to think there's a rally coming in the end to get on board to short it. I don't know how to short it. Now I know Blake had a decent week shorting it. You were short last week too, Ryan. So what are
Yeah.
you doing with it?
Nothing at the moment. I think we're back below 152. I think that's your
Yeah,
your intraday point to look at. We had a
yeah.
half-hearted move up there today. That's holding. I've got a minor level here, 150, 150, and below that it's that low from early Feb, Jan that you can see there, 150.90 odd. If we're breaking below there, then we've got a chance for 150, 149s maybe.
Steve, how are you, Mr. Volge? Are you in a talking mood?
Hey Dale, good
Hey,
morning.
good morning. You feel like giving us your impressions on this holiday session here in the U.S.? I saw the chart of S&P chart of the day. Nice work. When we get to this, gold, was that just a one-day hit and we're going to blow again, or is a deeper correction likely?
Obviously, you can never tell for sure, but
No.
statistically speaking, the trend is still very, very strong. And treating this as anything else than a pullback, I think, is a mistake.
Okay. All right. So do you have any levels underneath that if you wanted to add to your long position, you would do so?
Having to do with gold, yeah. 2790, the previous all-time high, is a level of interest if we make it back there, right?
Okay, right.
Big if.
That's a 10% pullback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Normal.
Below that, I have 2720. But
okay. So
a day of a pullback does not make a reversal, right?
No, but yeah, there is some confluence at this level that you just mentioned. The daily 50 is coming in there. So,
yeah.
A little confluence. Okay, so everyone's prepped. So this is the way you trade, okay? You think about, I don't have a position. Where would I get long? Where would I, get short? You're thinking about it ahead of time so that when the market gets there, you're not, starting from point A on your analysis. It's already done.
As I'm saying to people on a daily basis, there are two things. First of all, always, and this is, something we do on a daily basis here, right? First of all, is identifying levels of support and resistance.
Right.
That is obviously a key ingredient to doing trading. But there is also the second element, right, which is assessing how a market behaves when you reach these levels.
Yeah, if you get a reaction, like, okay, here's an example. All right, so I had this trend line drawn prior to it being tested anyway. So I had a channel line there, and then you go the 4 hour, and it's still, see this? So here was the breakout, and look at, you got two reactions off that line. All right, so someone else was looking at this trend line, because I'm still amazed you got two touches of it to test. So this is what you're talking about. You wait for some kind of test before you go with the trade, some kind of confirmation. I call you confirmation, Steve. Would this have been enough? It breaks a trend and comes back, tests it, and then starts to go?
Yeah, as I said, how a market behaves from a specific level is very, very telling, right? If you reach a specific level that you had in mind, but the market shows absolutely no intention of stopping there.
Yeah.
In fact, momentum is moving in the other direction. You just forget about it. You're then looking for the next level.
Okay. All right.
If, on the other hand, you see momentum changing when you reach that, and the market starting to trade in a different way, then you have a reason to believe that, okay, this level is actually going to work.
Okay. So that was your chart of the S&Ps. I think
the S&P and the Nasdaq, by the way, seem to be breaking into new highs. I have no reason not to trust this move, given the fact that, having to do with the corrective move, they've done everything right. Yeah. The move has indeed unfolded in a predictable corrective manner. So the trend prior to that has been strong. So why doubt a breakout, right?
Okay. So
if you are to make a mistake, it's better you do the mistake in the direction of the trend than against the trend, because most of the times you'll be trading in the right side of the market. Yes, sometimes the market is going to fool you. That's going to happen inevitably. It happens to everybody, and sometimes it's unavoidable.
So when you put out a chart of the day like that and you have a technical target, it doesn't mean that it's actionable to sell up there just because it gets there, right? That's
Correct.
just a target. That's a target.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're
I
long, you
always
could
like
take
to
profit.
give a first, at least one target in the direction of the trend and at least one support. Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Pretty good technician. What book did you read? Huh? Who
I
was
read.
you know what? I'm interested. Who was your biggest influence in trading, Steve? You've been at
Dale.
it a long. Who?
Dale.
Oh, you're in trouble, man. All right. Anyway, anyway, thanks for stopping in, saying hello. Blake, you want to get some stuff in? Because Tracy's probably in the sky. Oh, tomorrow, because she's not going to be here. Oh, she's flying to Vegas. You have some things you want to say before you head off to Viva Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'm good morning, everybody. I'll be in Las
Hey, man.
Vegas for a couple of days. I'm going to be at the Money Show. If any of you are going to be there, I'll be there, and I'm going to do an interview with Tracy, Shy Girl. We're doing a little panel together, so it'll be fun. It's going to be great because it's going to be the first time that Tracy and I get to meet in person.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so it'll be good. It's going to be a nice, quick couple of day trip. But yeah, thanks for everybody that's going to be holding down the fort between now and then. I know Steve's going to be here every day, for the next couple of days. Always alongside Ryan, and I believe K-Man's coming. He had to take today off. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he'll be back tomorrow. So
shit, Ryan's going to be there as well. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't have to be.
Well, that's kind of how I felt about today. I was like, I had and Dale, I wasn't joking. Like I wasn't even paying attention that today was President's Day because I knew I was going out of town. So in my own head, I was like, well, I got to drive, and wasn't even thinking about today being a holiday, but it is. And as a result, it's a little quiet, and it's probably going to be a little quiet for the remainder of the day. But you guys were talking just a few minutes ago, talking about the Aussie dollar, and I think those are the two central banks that are meeting this week, as you guys were discussing, the RBA and the RBNZ. What's really interesting about that, Ryan, and you may have some color on this better than me, but if my memory serves me correctly, because I did ask Chris Weston, since he is in Australia, about the RBA's intent and what the market's pricing. The market is pricing a few cuts from the RBA moving forward. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if the inflationary environment is quite as heated as it feels like the rest of the world, but I don't know if we're going to walk away from today's RBA meeting with the same idea that we're going to get multiple cuts in 2025. So I think that's what's going to make this one really interesting, because everybody expects the RBA to have this rate cut campaign, and they're going to start down the path of cutting rates. Like I said, I think it's a couple of times this year, and that's what the market's pricing. And how about if we walk away not feeling that? I mean, look at what the Aussie's already doing with the false breakdown. You guys were just talking about some targets. I think the Aussie could very easily reach for the 200 DMA again, and because it's the market's already pricing cuts. How about if the market's not going to feel that strongly after today's meeting? What are your thoughts on that, Ryan?
Well, I've pretty much been saying it for the most of February. The market has been pulling forward their rate cut expectations from May to February. The last inflation print did go their way. They got softer numbers. They still got numbers above target, but they got softer numbers. We've had no hints from any of the RBA board members, no comments, speeches, or whatever indicating cuts to come. So they've been pretty tight-lipped. I've been saying I think the market might be getting a bit too dovish than what the RBA might deliver. I wouldn't rule out them not cutting tomorrow or tonight.
They're going to cut, I would think, right?
They probably will do, but I just wouldn't rule it out.
Could you imagine if we don't? If we don't get a rate cut, I mean, the Aussie is going to scream. That's what you've got to
look for. Yeah, that's the price risk. The price risk is if they don't cut. And I think, like you say, the price risk is if they do cut, go 25 and say, well, we're not in a rush for further cuts. And then the market's going to, there's no reason for the market to pile into Aussie shorts. But at some point, they will be catching up in that rate divergence, which is why I'm looking more at Aussie Kiwi rather than Aussie dollar, which I'm still short. So I don't see many roads where Aussie Kiwi gains significantly, whether they hold or whether they cut. Obviously, because the RBNZ is expected to cut and then potentially go on pause.
And cut 50 at that. I mean, that's 50, yeah. They've been aggressively cutting. So, I think that's a big risk too. I mean, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, then they could cut 50 and then say, right, we're done for a while, or they could slow and say, well, we're only going to cut 25 this month and we'll keep one in the pipe if we need it. But that's still them heading towards a pause. So you got two central banks, one looking to maybe start their cut cycle and one coming to the end of their cut cycle. Now that for the future is only going to show closing rate divergence, which will be potentially negative for Aussie dollar, positive for Kiwi. Hence my bias for being short in Aussie Kiwi. But Kiwi, Aussie against the dollar, US dollar, that's a different ball game altogether with what's going on in the world.
Right. Anyway, some really, I think interesting central banks this week overall, and like I said, I think this Kiwi could scream higher, and that, as Ryan's pointing out, could really allow for the Aussie Kiwi to come back. And what's interesting about this too, Ryan, is I kind of left this one alone. I'm not trading the Aussie Kiwi any longer. I wasn't long or short, and was playing it on the short side like you were around the 618, but I didn't play it at all as of late. But I think that it could be setting up for a nice little reversal lower, I would think.
Yeah, Brian? I didn't get anything back on in that last high last week, but then I've got a better average because I was selling it up to that 111.75 as well. But I think if you get a pop in this one, let's say the RBA isn't as dovish as the market expects, and you get a pop, I think up towards that 111.75, 76, and 112 level, I'll be looking to potentially add back to my shorts. Yeah, something like that.
Ryan, I was going to ask you, when's the German election, and do you think that's a major red event for the euro?
It's this weekend coming.
Okay.
Which would be on I think it's they do it on a Sunday or something. I'll have to double check. Is it a risk? Possibly. I mean, everyone knows that the government and the government coalitions are in trouble over there. So it wouldn't be a surprise if they got a bit of a pounding. If they get a really resounding trouncing, then the euro might take notice of that. But we've seen several European governments leaning towards the right, and we've seen that sort of in the US as well, from everyone moving from sort of lefty Democrats. So there's been a political shift going on. So it wouldn't be a big shock.
Except the UK. Isn't that kind of weird?
But everyone's regretting it now.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's see. Simon's saying fun week with the DAX. Someone, you gotta put up the DAX. A guy hasn't posted in a long time. He's calling for a top in the DAX up here.
Isn't this almost like blow off top territory? I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
But
I mean, but
that
it's still
RSI
going. I mean, it's ongoing. We haven't seen a from here. You've got to see a big,
key reversal.
yeah, big up
Yeah.
5% intraday, down 7% by the end of the day. You get one of those, and this thing's gonna come under pressure. But
Because it's
maybe
getting
it's the
fashionable now.
election. Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
That could be it.
it could be.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
it's a leader, so if you're an S&P trader, unless it's just rotation, where people are going to come back to the U.S. Because Germany's starting to look expensive, but compared to the U.S., it's still cheap. That's what I hear people say.
Yeah,
So
I
cheap.
mean that's that's the value, right? It's the
Yeah.
it's the value where everybody's finding it, and they're even finding it in the FTSE. So Ryan, when they're finding value in the FTSE, how do you feel about that?
Well, my pension likes it, so yeah.
That's an interesting observation by RJP. The DAX is following China. It's actually been outperforming China, but it's been strong like China has. And why do you think that is? Because Europe is now saying that the U.S. is an unreliable ally, and they're drifting towards more cooperation with China. RJP, you're on the show today. You didn't know it. You have an answer? I need an answer in 5 seconds, or I know how to put you on camera. I'm kidding. Anyway, so that's interesting. Never mind. Maybe they just cancel the election if they don't like the result. Where, in Germany? I
Uh,
don't know. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, um, so I mean, uh, I think we're gonna get a little bit of a dollar bounce, but I came in this week looking to buy a pullback in Aussie, so we'll see if it happens. I'm flat the market right now. Um, I don't know. I can't get long up here, and I don't know how much time is left on this move in the market to the end of the month till April. If we're in a melt up stage, it shouldn't take a long time to get to these targets. It should just go for them. Shouldn't just be playing around and consolidating and have big dips. So we should just, be headed towards at least 6,200. And I guess you have to say if we close back under 61, maybe there's something wrong. So
well,
that's it.
that was my take on the week ahead video. It's like you can't. These all look like accumulation distribution patterns, and really, if you're looking at the S&P, we could actually pop to 6,200 as
Where's the top of your line, Blake? Your blue line above
up
you.
here.
Yeah.
6,350 maybe. I think
Yeah,
6,400. Yeah,
Yeah, I
6,400.
know a lot of people looking for that, and in fact, Grega Horvat is.
But even if we pop into a new high right here, just go, let's call it like 6,200, or roughly, that could still be a new high and reverse, and we could have some sort of Wyckoff distribution, as we were talking about at the end of the week last week. And I struck a nerve with some people regarding the Bitcoin. How I do think that this is also a Wyckoff distribution pattern to the upside. And a lot of people, obviously don't like that because they're long crypto right now. And the fact of the matter is this, if we do have these distribution patterns that really start to play out, they are long-term, reversal signals. If we did get a Bitcoin below 90,000, and I'm referencing the week ahead video, guys, if for those of you that, don't know, I had a long discussion the first 5 minutes of the video talking about distribution patterns in the S&P, Bitcoin, and in the euro, or in the dollar index rather. So go back and listen to that if you missed it, because Bitcoin, if we do break 90,000, it's going to be a while before we see it turn back higher. And you guys know we've been targeting the cup and handle, long-term cup and handle target at 103,000. I mean, how long have we been targeting that, Dale? 2 years? 3 years? Maybe? And yeah, we broke above 103,000. Yes, we went to 100 and whatever, 8,000, overshot it by a couple of thousand. But what's a couple of thousand amongst friends when you're talking in years? And so we basically hit that cup and handle target, and now we've been. You think about all the news that's factored into the markets right now, and all the positivity with the Trump administration and pro crypto, and everybody's on the boat. We started getting a reversal below 90,000. I don't know if I'd want to be long so much.
Yeah.
So
take it back to the breakout 70.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be trading back at 70,000, 75,000 probably pretty quick. So those are things that I think that that you guys should be thinking about. Even like I said, even if the stock market hits a brief new high, if it can't hold it, then you guys got to put your radar up. But hey, Dale, I know it's at the end of our end of our time. I want to just wish everybody a great week. You guys are going to be, obviously, having the rest of the team here is going to be awesome. I'll be back on Thursday, and I know K-Man's going to be here. Grega said he's popping in the next couple of days. Nick is probably going to end up, jumping in the next couple of days. I know Stelios is going to be here. So Dale, you're going to have all sorts of, the whole team.
What a great sale Stel made in the silver on Friday. Yeah,
he did, and actually he was in the Forex Analytics chat room talking about it quite extensively in the trades room.
Yeah, took a victory lap. Take a victory lap.
Just telling everybody what his thoughts are and when he wants to re-enter. And
I'm
so
kidding.
Yeah, that's the thing about the trades room is, we may exit positions, for a gain or for a loss, but we talk about why we're doing it and where we're looking to get back in, and that's the benefit of being in a community like Forex Analytics.
Commune with your trading warrior brothers and sisters.
That's right.
What a community does. You're communing with them. You're sharing. So spend $1. I'll send you a refund if you don't like it. But get in there for 10 days and see what you've been missing and only seeing the tip of the iceberg in F.A.C.E. So have a successful trip, Blake. It sounds like you're feeling a little better.
I am. I've been hacking everything up all weekend, so I'm good now.
All right. No kissing anybody. There's still a lot of flu out there. So anyway, Viva Las Vegas. Have a great time there, and hope you meet some people that are game changers and life changers. And Ryan, thanks again. Always.
Thanks, mate.
I know anytime I have a question about anything fundamentally, that I can ask you anything, and I always get the answer.
Thanks, mate. I'm like the Google of Forex Analytics.
Yeah, you make it easy to be a moderator. That's what I'm saying. All right, so everyone out there, we'll be here tomorrow. As you know, when Blake leaves, volatility begins. So he'll be trading from the car. If his wife is driving, he'll probably still be trading. So we'll see you tomorrow for Turnaround Tuesday, see how things play out. And we have some ideas. Let's watch the RBA, and I think this is going to be important action in Aussie. So don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Steve, it was good hearing from you. And that's going to be a wrap, everybody, for F.A.C.E. I'm not sure if you guys have in the morning edge? Okay.
We're going to be having a morning edge. Yes, of course.
Okay. Yes. Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's all right, man. All right. So you know what? You know what? If you're here, and I know a lot of people didn't think it'd be much of a day. Today be a good day to start and, get the bias chart. You'll get that in the morning edge, so you could have your levels ready, like Steve was talking about earlier today. So see everyone tomorrow. Enjoy the day. And adios, Dream Team.
Thank you.
Adios, and have a great day, Dale, and a great couple of days, everyone.
All right, we will. I know we will. All right. Anyway, that's confident, Dale. The other one is, all right. So everyone have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Turnaround Tuesday.